Viewers, this is Ty Matthews from Today in Gaming, and I'm here with the third tutorial in this Creation Kit series, where I teach you how to use the magnificent tool of the Skyrim Creation Kit. So, in the last tutorial, I showed you how to make an NPC, and I made a Khajiit. What we're going to do today is add some dialogue to the character. Once again, we will not be using the render window. Everything we'll do will originate from the object window. So let's get started. So the way that Bethesda does the dialogue for characters is they use the quests section. Now what we're doing isn't going to be a quest. It will just give our character some dialogue. So under character, quest, you will find a lot of subcategories here containing plenty of quests and dialogue. If you want things to be more organized, you can just go all the way in through here and find the exact spot that you want to do your dialogue. But in the end, it's all in this folder right here. Quest under character. Right here. So what you're going to do is you're simply going to right click and click new, and here we have the ID, so we're going to put that in. And my character's name was Tutorial Khajiit, but his actual in-game name was Drozier Clawfoot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put dialogue Drozier Clawfoot as the ID. Now, the dialogue folders that Bethesda uses covers a lot of NPCs, but right now I'm going to keep things really simple and just do Drozier here. So, since it's dialogue, we won't be seeing it as a quest in the game, so you don't have to put a quest name, but I'm going to put this just so that I have more information on this dialogue. And for priority, for a typical quest, it's about 60. For a main quest, it's even higher. But for dialogue, it isn't too much of a priority. If you're going to do a quest, then that must be more than the priority of the dialogue. So I'm going to put this at 40. Start game enabled, that means you will be able to talk to Clawfoot from the beginning of the game. Run once, that means this will only happen one time, so we want to uncheck that. Since there are no stages in this because it isn't a quest, you don't have to check this. That would be a pointless idea. Warn on alias failure, fill failure, I would just leave that unchecked. Type, this sorts it out into a type of quest, and since it isn't a quest, we're not going to do this. But say you were to check Dark Brotherhood in your stats, it would tell you that this is one of the quests that you completed in the game. So we're going to leave this at none. And then to get more tabs open, we just need to click OK. So then you're going to search for that, and I put Drozier Clawfoot. Alright, so there it is. And then you're going to click edit again, and then you have all of these new tabs. And I'll go through a few of these because right now we're only going to do dialogue. So just to be safe, I just add one stage just in case it keeps things clean for everything. It really doesn't affect anything, but it's just kind of a superstitious thing that I've got. It's just me. Then I'm going to explain something here. Bethesda mostly uses player dialogue, and this tab is used by plenty of modders still today, but with dialogue views, I find things much easier. They perform the same way. But this layout is a lot cleaner, I think. So, in dialogue views, click New, and then it'll bring up this window, and then you want to give this ID a unique name, so I'm going to call it Dialogue Drozier Clawfoot View. Easy enough. And then create branch and name this Clawfoot View Branch. Okay, View Branch Topic. And this is my first piece of dialogue for this NPC. So what you're going to do now is you're going to click this little yellow box right here within this one. Double click that. And in topic text, this is what you're going to say to the NPC. So, let's just ask this Khajiit something like, what do you do for a living? So, let's type in, what do you do for a living? Simple as that. Then go down here, right click, and here, and click New. Now, response text, this is going to be, I steal things. Just to do the kind of traditional dialogue for this NPC from Morrowind. I mean, he was a thief. Mostly heirlooms. He didn't actually say this specific thing in Morrowind, but he was a thief. They just seem to fall into my pockets. In fact, Drozier stole a few new pieces earlier today. Then click OK. Add that because it isn't a word. It will spell check for you, and that is very useful. So click OK. Now there's something I didn't tell you back here. So OK until you're back here, and go over to quest data again. Since I'm going to be doing only one NPC, I can already control the entire list of this NPC's conditions right here. So all I have to do is right click, click New, get is ID, and then you're going to type in the NPC's ID. And as I can remember, it was tutorial Khajiit. So, is equal to 1, click OK. So now what will happen is, this specific NPC, Drozier Clawfoot, is the only person who can say this. If you didn't give this dialogue condition, that would mean anyone in the entire game could say it. But not everyone in the game steals things. So, we're going to want to use this condition. So now, go back to dialogue views, where we will record our dialogue for this NPC. Now you will see this window. Now if you were voicing many NPCs in this one file, this one dialogue sort of quest, set as a quest, that's how it works, you would put these specific NPC IDs in this. But since we just chose that this entire thing will be controlled by Clawfoot, it already filters the voice to be for the male Khajiit and for that specific NPC. Now, another thing to know is however long your recording will be is however long the subtitles will be on the screen in game. So it really doesn't matter if you say anything, but however long is however long these will stay on the screen. So if you don't want to voice act, you can just record silence, but in my opinion, some voice acting is better than none. But guys, if you're really bad at voice acting and you know it, then just ask someone else to voice it for you. But that's just my own personal thoughts. Don't let that get to you. So, when you're ready to voice your NPC, hover over this button called Record, and click it, and it will start the recording right away. So, here we go. I steal things, mostly heirlooms. They just seem to fall into my pockets. In fact, Khajiit stole a few new pieces earlier today. So, then, you can click Preview. I steal things, mostly heirlooms. They just seem to fall into my pockets. In fact, Khajiit stole a few new pieces earlier today. I think it'll do. So, you're going to click From Wave, generate your lip file, and I believe this is what animates their face. Click Save, and then you can see I steal things. Mostly that it has been saved to that dialogue. Fall into my pockets. In fact, Khajiit so click OK, click OK, and click OK. This is what's going to happen now. If we ask him what he does, he will tell us that he steals things. And that's all he has right now. So let's add one more. Click Create Branch, View Branch. Oh, I already did that. View Branch. And let's have you tell him that you don't like his face. So, face, and then face topic. That's what I'm going to name it for good sorting. And for topic text, we're going to say, I don't like your face. Click New. And over here, type in your response text. And that will be some kind of comeback from Clawfoot. So we'll have him say, well, at least mine is covered up in fur. I certainly wish that I could say the same for you. So basically he's saying he doesn't like your face either. Click OK. And now we get this. And once again, we don't have to do any new conditions in this box. Click this and do your voicing. Well, at least mine is covered up in fur. I certainly wish that I could say the same for you. That one was not so great, so I'm going to try again. Let's change this to Khajiit because that's how they speak. Alright, so now let's voice it. Ah, well, at least mine is covered up in fur. Khajiit certainly wishes that he could say the same for you. That wasn't the best that I've done, but it was good, so we're gonna save it. Oh, gotta do this. And click OK. And click OK. So, that's that. But what if we're playing as a Khajiit? Then you have fur. So, Clawfoot will say that, and it won't make sense. So in the same box, add a new one. And he will say, if you are a Khajiit, well, at least it isn't as bad as waking up with that one. That's not so great, but it'll do. Click OK. And now, since you have to be a Khajiit for him to say this one, you will put a new condition in here. So open up this menu here and type in get is race. Click on that and do run on player. That means if the player is this race, this will happen. And do Khajiit race. The dot value is 1, and that means that you are a Khajiit. Click OK, and then voice your dialogue. Well, at least it isn't as bad as waking up with that one. Well, at least it isn't as bad as waking up with that one. It sounds good, but for some reason my Khajiit impression is a little off today. Sorry about that. So, that is how that is going to work. Click OK. And that is our dialogue for our NPC. Click OK. Do save. And now when we go in-game, we will experience a little conversation with our new NPC. I don't know why I'm saying new, because technically he isn't new, because that was the last tutorial. But anyway, that's how you do custom dialogue. Things get a lot more in depth from here, but that will come later. For the next tutorial, I will show you how to make a house for this NPC, or any NPC. As always, I hope you learned something, and see you in the next tutorial. Or at least, I won't see you, but I know you'll be there. After making this NPC's home, we will link it up to the Skyrim world, and we will put the NPC inside his home, and we're going to test that out. Lots of fun stuff. Again, Ty Matthews from Today in Gaming. Thank you for watching, and I hope you look forward to seeing the next tutorial.